Hello and welcome to Stargazing, the show that brings you up close and personal with your favorite stars of reggae and dancehall music, Jamaican popular culture, and people who've impacted society in a very big way. I'm Shaun Cain. In this edition of the show, we'll visit the famed Quantanium Records for the second time this year. This time we'll be speaking with an artist who's been making a very important call to money. But has she been responding? Let's take a look. Nervz is an up-and-coming artist who possesses a unique sound that makes his music very enthralling and engaging. He was born in St. Catherine in the early part of the millennium. The artist grew up with his grandmother in a community known as Kitson Town, which is located on the outskirts of Spanish Town. The St. Catherine native who emigrated to the Cayman Islands when he was a young boy was destined for a career in professional football. A scandal involving the leadership of CONCACAF robbed him of his chances. But then President Jack Warner of Trinidad and Tobago became embroiled in a cash for votes scandal that was investigated by the game's world governing body, FIFA. Money promised to the Cayman Islands Football Association did not materialise. As a result, several of the clubs were unable to advance their strategic plans and the dreams of their players. Upon his return to Jamaica, Nervz started freestyling as a toaster and posting his videos on social media. That was when a friend reached out and introduced him to Akeem Quanboss Bingham of Quantanium Records. We can remember hearing him admonishing Money, the title of one of his tracks, recently. In the song, he urged her to pick up the phone so that he could make a direct request for some of her valuable and life-changing notes and coins. He has made a pretty convincing case. The only problem is that it does not appear that she has seen the urgency in picking up the phone. At one point, Nervz tried to persuade Money to cut out the drama and answer the phone. It is still not clear how successful he has been in making contact. Nervz's repertoire is a growing one, as the artist seems to be adding to the collection almost every week. The entertainer, who holds an associate's degree in business administration, continues to record and release positive songs that have the power to inspire and motivate others. Only this week, he released the faith-inducing track Possible on the Ghetto Superstars rhythm from Quantanium Records. In Possible, the artist encourages his fans to have faith, ignore the negativity around them, and keep working towards their dreams. He told the Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show that, as a public figure, his role is to empathize, teach, and uplift everyone that is exposed to his records. Among Nervz's works are Money Call, Focus, Fabric, Quarantine, Dear Mommy, Moving On, and the Ghetto Superstars medley produced by Quantanium Records featuring Nervz, Siva Hotbox, Jay Lear, Vitch, and Nervz. Welcome back. Nervz, walk on, so.
Yes, Stargaze, you know, I go out with Godfather.
Boy, I'm good, man. I've been hearing you making this very important call to Money, but I'm not showing that she's responding. What's the latest on that?
Oh, I tell her to take time and pick up the phone, you know. No joke.
So, what has she said then?
Oh, I tell her, she said I send across a small package for her, you know.
Well, will it be enough to come across this way as well?
Always. You know, no matter how small, we go share, no?
Right, I like that, man. But you know what? I've been observing the rise of your career, and I realized that you've been putting in the work, and you've been releasing several songs. I mean, in a short period of time, you've got quite a few songs out there. Tell me a little bit about some of your latest works that you've put out.
The song what you are talking about now, right now, are possibly the name, the title of the tune. From Get a Superstar, I don't know Quantanium project that. But in other tune, you know, we just refer to life, you understand, in a general, you understand. It's all about no matter how life rough right now, no matter what situation where you go through, you know, so there's a way, you understand? So, but that's how make it people them know, so at this point we can't give up, isn't it?
So what prompted you to sing that song? Is it because of you kind of got to a point in your life where you feel that I need to say something, or people have been talking things around you? I mean, what prompted that?
The truth, I just the truth, you know, right now, my type of artist where always I got motivate the people, and you understand? So I just need that naturally, I just need that, you understand? Me see things are going, people reach to a point in them life where if them you just make the next step there, they would have achieved everything that them did want, you understand, and them give up. So right now, we just make this clear to everybody, say, yo, no matter what go on, man, no matter what, through the rough times, yeah, man, I calm after I stand, you understand?
I like that.
So no matter what, man, don't give up, man, just stay focused, you know?
I like that because I think we're living in a time now when there's so much uncertainty around us. You've got the coronavirus, nobody knows when that's going to go away, and people have lost their jobs, they've lost loved ones, and things just look really, really frightening, if I may say that, whereby people are just looking for hope. So with you giving them a little bit of hope by saying, you know, things are possible, I think that will help. Especially the fact that you operate in a space where we don't get a lot of positives coming out. It's always about shooting this one, Maro is going to fly, and, you know, this one perplexes my gun and what I'm going to do. So you sending out a positive message, that's really good. And I think the dancehall space could use a lot more of that kind of thing. So tell me a little bit more about some of the other songs that you've been releasing in recent times.
You know, we have Focus out there same way. We have Dear Mommy out there same way. Monica, one of them are Fabric. You understand? I just the lifestyle, you know what I mean? Focus again. So I tell the people them say, yo, just stay focused on the journey, same way, you know what I mean? You know, Fabric just one side of me where I make the people they know, say, yeah man, we have that style like you said, isn't it?
That's very good. But you are one of the, if I may call it, resident artists of the Quantanium label. I mean, when did you first join Quantanium?
Well, yeah, and Quantanium build a connection from about 2018, late October 2018.
So how did that meeting take place? How did you find Quantanium or Quantanium find you? What happened?
Alright, all that up now. I have some G in the streets where always listen to me when me a DJ, I understand, and then Quantanium been see me on Instagram and do my thing, you see me? And me, like my family knows so what you go on, bro, you know, I want that get one studio to start going, you know, if I even pay for voice, my thing them and make it possible for you up, you know what I mean? And they must say, you know, so I have a link though with a bad producer, you see me? So it's like I just gotta work, you understand? When you bring me to Quantanium, so you know, so I didn't watch the YouTube though, you see me? So from this, so I stay some books on Friday night. We end up that we link up on our studio and Quantanium. I say, yo, watch now. Let me hear your sound from the spot, isn't it? I'm a DJ too, things for you general. And from this, so him just rate on my sound and, you know, how I put together my words and all of them things. They understand. And from this, so we just work together till now, isn't it?
So on your way to the meeting with Quantanium, what thoughts were going through your mind? Were you doubting yourself? Did you feel a bit nervous? Did you think, well, he might not like your sound? I mean, tell me about that experience.
You know, I'm the type of person, to tell you the truth. Anything when me I go about, I'm confident about it and I just positive energy I feel to ride through, you understand? So me going to Quantanium, me just want to put out my best, you see me? Because I know say when him hear them things we are forward out, they're not gonna say, yeah man, are you know?
But I presume he said that because the union was created and you're still working with the Quantanium label. So when he listened to you DJing on the spot, what was his response?
You know, it's not a man of a lot of words, you know, so you know, in Gideon, him a meds what me I say. You understand? Him a listen what me I say. And the type of person where I go reel up and bust blank and You see me, I listen to your words. So after I finish DJ, now I tell me, say, yeah man, you know you're bad. Watch a go on. Now I send it to a beat. You see me, because I say I did Friday night and I send it to a beat and test the skill, you see me? Monday morning forward back on it. You see me? I'm going forward back with 2 songs. You see, 2 songs I'm going to come back with, that I wish part make me the writer so now. You understand? Because him say, yo, you understand? Yeah,
So when you went away to write those songs, what plan did you have for them? Did you have a special theme in mind that I'm going to talk about this girl, or I'm going to talk about money, or I mean, what happened? How did that come about? Did you it just suddenly came to you that I could do this or that? Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Then, all right, the type of beat for them was it make me have to sing about life, you understand? So when me did do in a them time, then me just put together what going on in my life in a them time to get up on the rhythm, you understand? I start singing about that. You see me? So when you hear the determination in my voice and I song and I lyrics them, you understand? I must say, yeah man, you deserve it. You understand? Because as me I tell them, I'm not the type of person that can sing about certain thing, you understand? But we still do it, you see me? Yeah.
So that determination that you had in your voice then, where did that come from? Is it something that you were coached into, sound, bringing out that sound, or it's just naturally what you were feeling? That's your way of releasing that.
As me I say, I just say energy, I understand. And we've been able to from them time that you know, seeing me, so we just always have things to talk about, you know? Sing more.
I know that Quantanium Records is not the only label that you recorded on, because I remember you released, I think that Money song that I talked about, that was done on the State Gangster label for Cell Block. I mean, what is it like working with Cell Block?
You know, different vibes, see me, one family see me, so it, you know, just a whole different type of energy, see me, because when we're there on Cell Block, then you know, different. We have all a different type of meds, you know what I mean? So, me get to come up with all the songs, you know, me appreciate, yo, what you know, be a big artist, go there and reading, so I have to go hard, you know?
Yeah, and you did go hard, I must admit, because when I heard you talking to Money like that, I thought, wow, and you're roughing up Money. I said, listen, man, cut out the drama. You know, I don't want any drama. Answer my call. You know, it's just like, well, you know, you meant business, and you know, you weren't in the rubbish now. Pick up the phone, answer my call, so we can have a chat. Well, I think you were successful because she's responded and she's putting a little thing together for you. I like that, Nerv. But I also know that music was not your only or your very first big passion, because football was a big part of what you did. In fact, you were very much on the verge of doing some big things in football, and then that seemed to have stopped, because I think at that time there were some issues going on in the club or around you at that point. So what happened? Why did you trade the football pitch for the studio?
Oh, I tell you, so multi-talented, my godfather. So, you know, when me made the decision to quit football, so music was when really say, yo, music for fair day, I understand, because we have got some places and we are DJ, you see me, and we are Cayman, and we are DJ with different type of people and really understand. And you see me, them speak English and patois and everything, but them not understand to we talk it right, you see me? So when me a DJ my songs on them and them are real for my songs and them thing, me a play in my seven, say, yo, music for fair day, I understand. And in a time, in that same time, you know, something they go on in a CONCACAF with overseas, isn't it? But that did affect a football association thing, isn't it? So I end up that I just put off that, is it?
I remember the incident. It involved the president of the CONCACAF region, Jack Warner from Trinidad, when I think it was some votes for, you know, cash for votes scandal with the CONCACAF region, Jack Warner, and also because it was being investigated by FIFA, I think, and then it had a lot of fallouts during that time. But then, you know, sorry to hear that didn't quite happen. So is that the end of football now for you?
You know, go on, I kill the same way and the thugs them same, you know what I mean? But yeah, music, I do it straight, you know?
All right. So you're not looking to continue or establish a career in football then, right now?
Might open a sporting club for youths then, yes.
I like that. But I also gather that you've read quite a few books because I know that you've completed an associate's degree in business administration. So I just want to say personally, congratulations to you for such achievement. It showed you that you've got it in you to achieve big
Yeah,
things.
man.
I would just want
Yeah, man.
you to push on with that. But what have you learned from your formal academic studies that you think might help you in music?
Well, you have to real hard. And I realize education do matters, you understand? So it helped me in every way. You see me? If I do that interview, you know, it make me know how to approach you, make me know how to speak to you, you understand? In our next term, it helped me. It helped me in every way, you understand? Because education is key, you see me? So we even have to elaborate on that. We don't know that.
Mm-hmm. I like that. But during your time of studying, were you thinking of music? Was that something that was part of the plan?
Isn't that black of a brain? So all the class, when they do more work, see me if I find a one bar, me right, it don't see away. You see me in the back of a book, you know?
Yes, yes, that's good. Well,
Yeah, man.
it's great to see that you had such ambition from that very young age. And I know you're
Yeah,
from
man.
Catherine, and I think you spent quite a bit of time with your grandmother. So, what was your upbringing like? Tell me a little bit about your childhood. What did you get up to? How was life?
Well, you can't complain, you know what I mean? We have to just give thanks to which part we're there right now because things wasn't as nice as we wanted to be, I understand, but we have to grateful see me. Growing up, you know, we grew up at Kitson Town cottage, you understand, in a nice, like a small community up in the countryside, isn't it?
Mhm.
But you don't know things that we never thought to have it in our life, so we grew up rough, isn't it? We grew up with a whole heap of friends same way, isn't it? I'm a leadership same way, isn't it? Because all of my friends them just rate or me go to work, you understand, from them time there. So we have a couple that go their own way, believe in anything, isn't it? But I just life, isn't it? Growing up, I just life. We don't even know what to tell you. I swear.
Mhm. But growing up with your grandmother, I mean, where was mom at that time? Was mom at home as well, and grandmother just
No,
decided
man.
to just take over? What happened?
In 2005, my mom migrated to the Cayman Islands, you understand? She tried to move on to better herself, you know, generally. So from there, so she made a decision there to stay with my grandmother and my auntie, you understand?
Mhm.
And me grew up with them in a Kitson Town, you see me?
Mhm.
And in a 2009, now, my auntie moved to England. You see me? So I just me and my grandmother alone from them time there. You see me?
But did that bother you that all these people are just leaving? Mom left you, then your auntie.
Man, because I know if I feel better in the day, you see me, I still correspond with me 24/7, see me, so me good, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, me can travel go to and about anyway. Then me can reach there, you understand? So me grateful, me not have nothing to complain about, I swear.
Mm. Grandmother, she did the job.
Yeah, man, she good, man, I love her, man.
Mm. Well, you have mentioned dad. Was he in the picture?
Nah, no father, you know?
Mm.
When I grow up, I know no father, but you know, mommy played a role there. You see me, mommy and daddy, you see?
Mm. So did you ask where he was? Did you feel like you missed something in your life?
Yeah, I ask, because you don't know we are human being. I not
Mm.
go like say, a human, you understand? I ask about him and mom tell me some things and at one point he really come back and look for me and thing, you see me?
Oh,
And
that.
up on the road. But and I type of person if reach out to me and thing, you see me?
Mm.
So I see him treat him, you know.
Mm. So does that make you feel any way different about yourself? You feel neglected or the fact that his strength wasn't there?
Let me feel determined. Because mommy alone, so I have to help mommy, you know.
Right, I like that. So it kind of
Yeah,
gave you a sense of purpose. That's something to work for, somebody to work
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
for. Nice. So how is mommy doing now?
Great, man. Mom's good, man. Bless up my man where she be right now, you know.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like when people reach out like that. You know, you remember the people, the great people who give you the first
Yeah,
step in
man.
your life, and you big them up. And how about Grand? How's she doing? Your grandmother?
I'm a good same way, man. She good, man. Good. Disabled same way, but she good, you know.
Right, right, right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's a part of life. You know that we live, and life does whatever it does. But as long as love is there, they're getting
Yeah,
love.
that's what I always say. You understand? You can't complain because in the day she's still there, same way, breathe like me, you know.
Yes, 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 and that, and that gives you some bit of motivation as well, because you want to really
Yes,
be
man.
nice. You want to do something.
Yeah, I mean, I want to make everybody feel good before even me myself pass on. You understand? I want everybody feel good. When
Yeah,
they're around the thing, you understand? My brethren, them, my brother, them, you understand? My mother, you know, my family, them. You were interviewing me right now. I want you to see growth and feel good. You understand?
definitely, because I can see you
Yeah,
putting in
man.
the work. I see lots of
Yeah, man.
releases and things like those. You're doing videos and things like those. So I know you're
Yeah,
investing
man.
a lot of your time and resources into your career to make sure that things happen for you, because you've got lots of people that you want to show that, listen, there's love here.
Yes,
You know,
man.
you've touched my life, and I just want to show my appreciation. And
Yes, man. And big up to all our people that make it possible to see me, you know.
definitely. And I'm rooting for you, man. I'm pushing. I want the energy to happen so that you can feel that sense of achievement and things can happen that way. But coming back to the music, I mean, how do you think your earlier life has prepared you for what you're looking to do now, or what you are doing?
As I said, to my girl, it build me strong, I understand.
Hmm.
So with everything what happen now, I'm prepared for it, you know.
Hmm.
Because my family, them, when I grew around, you understand, apart from my grandmother, you know, my grew up, so because I see me, there's my best come up to, you know. Them help me to be strong, you understand, my friend, them help me to be strong, see me, because you don't know, only for things happen to me in life, which never happened, but you don't know, you have to just go and see me and chat and see me, you know, so everything just build up a determination, the anger there. You see me? Everything just motivate me to go on further. You see me? To go on strive towards greatness, you know what I mean?
So what are some of those things that happen in life?
Oh, only if I think I don't want to talk about. Yeah, man, a lot of things go on, man.
Mm. So
Mm.
when you're looking, I just want to understand a little bit about the writing process. When you decide that you're going to put together a song, what do you do? What happens? Do you visualize something? Do you just say, I'm just going to put my pen on paper and just write? I mean, tell me a little bit about the emotions that go with it, or the whole zone that you find yourself in when you're writing. I just want to understand that aspect of your approach to music.
Well, with everything I do, I put my all in it. You see me? My heart and my soul, you understand? So every time I approach a beat, depending on the type of rhythm, you see me approach the beat and I think about a topic when I go sing about, you see me, how me I go arrange the song, you see me. So, me not just jump up and freestyle on the beat. And even if I jump up and freestyle on the beat, I still know what me I go sing about, you understand? That type of artist have to come with some concepts and all of them type of things, you see me. Yeah, we not just put words together.
Because I've always been keen to find out how the writing process works for people. I'm just thinking, if you kind of sit and you visualize something, you think, well, I'm looking at two people walking down the road and they're doing this or that. Or I'm just thinking of
No.
I'm thinking of a time when I was sitting at home, probably nothing to eat, or just brought in a pair of shoes and I just couldn't.
All of that in a one, man. All of that, man. Life in general, you understand. You experience things where you want to happen. You see me, things where you see go on. You see me? You hear time with that one thing over there. So you see me? I just life. You see me? Musical life. Life and music, you understand?
But I'm just thinking as a
You have to be creative with the words them now, you know?
right, to make sure you bring out a good story. But I'm just
Yeah,
thinking,
man.
as a young person, I mean, what kind of life you're talking about? What kind of experience you're talking about?
Life.
Well, as you said, as a young person, I mean, I mean, how much have you seen of this life that is just going to make you write this and want to do this and want to do that?
I say, Shaun Cain, I'm not sure you think, you know, people wicked notions. So
Mm.
You see all the youth like me, you know, we're full of talent and them things. There are enough people that like that, isn't it? You know, people that always want to fight themselves. Isn't the people that always want to hype on you, people that always want to try things to blight your future, you understand? Whereas when them say your mother alone and make certain things happen, you see me? And then you out and know and do it again. So a whole heap of people are trying to blight it our future, you understand? So we even I'm not praying none of them, I understand. That's why you hear me, I tell you, I just determined and confident about my thing when I do, you understand? Because I tell you, people wicked, son. You see me? Yeah, so we have to know we are doing it. When we say people wicked. No joke.
So what have you?
Like people that out there now, they want to just know them now. You know what I mean?
So what have you seen that made you come to the conclusion that people are probably a bit jealous of your successes and your determination and the goals that you've set yourself? What have they said? What have they done?
Well, I wish to talk about that because you don't know the grateful for all the people in there. I say Nervz, you understand me? I'm motivated for chat and see me. You know, so I don't wish to speak about the negative point of view. You know, I'm going to stick to moving on, you understand?
And the people who motivate you, what are some things that they say to you? The ones who you know that they're in your corner based on the things that they've said and what they've done. I just want to know how they've lifted you up and inspired you to the point where you just want to keep going because they are talking. What have they said?
I always hear people that say Nervz different. I always hear people I say, yo, I sound like my artist that out there already. I sound like an artist a mainstream. I always hear people that class me some way like motivate me in a way like me really have to look into myself and say, you know, say thing really, yeah, you know. So when people text me now on Instagram and I tell me certain things, I have to really look into myself and I say, you know, so I can't go like that and fool them. I have to really put everything together. I have to make sure I say everything concrete before me even move. I just get up and go, I just get up and sing. I make sure that everything well organized, you understand? Because there's people out there who listen and I say, yeah, Nervz, I want to go up them Nervz and this, you see me?
It's really good, Nervz, to see that you've been getting some strength from people out there. We know that the people who think differently will always be around, but I can safely say I think you've got a really good sound, a very different sound, very, you know, it's unique. And it's something that can connect with people quite easily. It's something that it's the soul, if I may say that. It's just a different sound. It's not the everyday sound that you hear. And it's very distinctive as well. So once someone hears your music, they know, yeah, that's Nervz. So that's good, man. Congratulations. Not everybody has that kind of element about them. So it's really good, man. So what does the future hold for you now? More music, more videos? I mean, what's going on? What can we expect?
You know, just more work, you know what I mean? More work, you understand? Every day we voice see me, isn't it? They have a video shoot to forward up this Saturday, you understand? They have a visuals to drop next week Saturday, so I just more and more work, you understand?
More work. That sounds really nice. So where can people check out your work? I mean, I would imagine you've got your Vivo, you've got your YouTube channel and everywhere else.
Yeah, man, you can find Nervz music on all platforms, man. Spotify, Audio Mac, iTunes, Apple Music, everywhere. I understand YouTube, see me, you know.
So if the fans want to reach out to you, kind of express some kind sentiments and encourage you, give you some motivation and some props, how can they reach you?
You know, my fans can always hit the DM, isn't it? I'm gonna read the thing, you know. Left some comments in on the track, them see me, you know. Yeah, man.
So what's your Facebook or your Instagram? I mean,
Nervz Music, see me, man. Nervz Music for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything.
Very good. Man's quite reachable, accessible.
Yes. Yes.
Let's take that. Well, Nervz, it was really, really nice talking to you. And as I say, I'm a big fan of your music. I like what you do, and I like the positive energies and the positive elements that come through. And you've got a really great way of connecting with people. That's why I kept asking you about your experience growing up, or what life experience have you got? Because you've got some energy in the music that really connects with people.
Man.
That's why I just really want to
find them up to know, say I just real music, you know what I mean?
Yes.
The type of youth where genuine, naturally in the road, see me in the street, see me, so we know how to connect to people, you see me? As they can see, we know how to reason with all the people, them same way. So I just motivation, you know what I mean? They can always look out the positive music from Nervz music, you know?
But one thing though that really probably it doesn't sit so well with me is the negativity that's coming out of the dancehall. I mean, what's going on? I know that's probably not your street, but I just want to know what's going on. Why is it that we're getting so much negativity, Nerv? Especially at a time when people are killing people like it doesn't matter. And I mean, what's going on?
Well, me not gonna elaborate on that either, but I just away for another man eat, you know, him find in film formula, so the next man just work with them can do, you know.
But what I feel, I get what you're saying, and this is one of the reasons why I even do a show like this, because I want the culture to be preserved so that you, the next generation, and generations, how many generations down the road to come, can have this to hold on to and can get some hope from it. Because lots of people, had it not been for the music, the way they live now, they wouldn't be able to do that. So we can't kill this. No, this is what I'm saying. We can't kill this. We have to preserve this. This has helped to change the lives of our people. Lots of people I know right now, they get their medication paid for because of music. They get the university fees paid for because of music. The rent, mortgage, the house they live in, the car they drive, because of music.
That's why I hear me say, I just another way for a man feed film family same way, I understand, because for that way I talk about same way, gun song them and some of the negative song them make that possible same way, isn't it?
But you see, the thing is that
when I say negativity go a long way, and I'm not say me portray negativity either. You understand? But just I say, if that's a way for your next man the same thing, you understand, and him now go all time way, as in hurt others, you see me? I just a way of life for him, you understand? So with what go on in the music thing now, the man them sing about a bag of thing. And I say them are go mainstream or them are hit or whatever. But just I say I just a way for him to eat, because the sound man them love the gun song them. So I ain't the idea gun song can't stop singing. You understand? Because some man them make money off a dub plate and them make a thing there, you know? So I just a way for eat.
I understand your reasoning, and I do take your argument. But what I'm looking at, Nervz, is when these songs are done and they're put out there in the public domain, they influence people's minds. The younger generations probably haven't got any life experience. This is what they see. And as a result, they live that. So people are scared now. So everybody's getting shot up, everybody's getting robbed, and the music is people explain it. Some artists don't want to say that, but it does influence people.
Music influence people, yes, but I know music do that style, yes. I tell you the truth.
Yeah, but if you keep giving the people the impression that this is okay, it will influence them.
As I say, what go on in life in general, you understand, music can make an next man do where him really want to do, you understand, because if you want to do it, you go do it. Listening a song or not, you might go do it, you understand. So music now be no crime rate and anything.
You don't think so? The music has got any connection with the crime rate?
No, sir.
Right, well, I suppose, we've all got our views on this, and if that's what you think, then that's what you think. I know your music is different, so I'm not saying that I'm going to put you in that kind of pile and that.
No, man, I understand. That's a reason, man. I'm an open-minded person, man. A reason, man.
But you see, one of the things I see again with this, Nervz, is if people make their millions by putting gun lyrics and all kind of negative energies out there in the public domain, and that impacts people, everybody now, let's say, becomes somebody who wants to just go and take other people's things. So in other words, you're creating a Wild Wild West kind of thing. So when you buy your nice car, you build your nice house and all of that, where are you going to live? Where are you going to drive? Because everybody's waiting to hijack your car. Because that kind of environment is created. So how...
man. Oh, me and you can listen to negative music and other negative things.
But Nervz, people are genuinely scared on the streets. They are scared. They're getting robbed. They're getting shot up by people who seem to not show any form of...
music and that.
No. The mentality. People listen to it and they live it because they think this is it. No?
Sir.
Okay. All right. I suppose we just have different views on this, but it was nice reasoning still, and I quite like your frankness and your openness about this. If you don't agree, you don't agree, and you're going to defend the thing. So I'm all up for what you're saying. So I get it. So Nerv, it was really nice talking to you, man. Very inspirational, young artist, and I know you're going to go far in the business because you've got a sound that's different. You've got an energy that is consistent in terms of positive energy. You uplift people, you motivate people, and you can relate to the people around you because you've lived some of those experiences. And that's what makes it so easy for you. So we wish you all the best.
One star years, she acknowledge the talent, see me, and she have such. She can talk them good things about the artist, see me, you know what I mean? Enough respect for that,
Yeah, I will always say, man, that's one thing about me. If I feel something, I'm going to say, good or bad. Good or bad. The people who hear the bad, they might not always like it. I just speak my Yeah, I just speak my truth. That's what I do. I'm glad that you are. Now, before I let you go, I always like to ask questions from this book. It's called Reggae Larger Than Life, the ultimate reggae music fun and games book. It's a book written by myself. It's available on Amazon. Also, it's available in Jamaica at Ashby's Pharmacy, 160 Old Hope Road in Kingston. And if you're more into like apps and things like those, the Android version of the app is available from the Google Play Store. Just type in Reggae Larger Than Life Fun App. You can go, you have lots and lots of fun. So, Nervz, I've selected 2 questions for you. And you've said quite a few things there, and I believe in you. I know you're pushing a lot of positive energies out there and everything, and I know, you're well read and all these different things. So, let's see how strong your knowledge of reggae and dancehall music is. You rate it highly?
Yes.
Well, you rate it highly, your knowledge?
Yes.
All right, so let's see if I agree with you. All right, the first question from the 2 I've selected are, which St. Catherine-based Smile Jamaica Sing J introduced the world to his affable and attractive Queen Majesty in 2016? The options are Chronix, Vitch, Version, and Stitchy. Chronix, all right, so no problems. The man is on it. All right, the second and final one. Whose New Level Unlocked debut album, on which he told you I was right, helped to establish the musical place of the son of a queen in 2016? Options: Alkaline, G-Wiz, CG, and Future Fumbo.
Alkaline.
All right, the man is on it, sir. All right, well, the man is clearly a man for all seasons. You've got your reggae knowledge, putting positive music out there, building up a vibe, motivating people, and just making everybody feel good. Very good, man. The questions were taken from this book. It's called Reggae Larger Than Life, the ultimate reggae music fun and games book, written by myself, and it's available on Amazon. Also, it's available in Jamaica at Ashby's Pharmacy, 160 Old Hope Road in Kingston. If you're more into apps, of course, the Android version of the app is available from the Google Play Store. Just type in Reggae Larger Than Life Fun App, download it, have lots and lots of fun. So, Nervz, respect, man. Every time. Nice vibe, nice energy. And as I say, I believe in you, man. And the sound is great. I keep talking about that because that draws me to the music as well. Plus, what's coming out, the words, the message. It's all good, man. And the Quantanium thing, I know the energy is all good because it's pure big artists come from Quantanium labeling us, sir.
Quantanium a genius.
Genius. And we had the Quan Boss on here as well, a few weeks ago. And, it was pumping some really positive energies, man. So big up the Quan Boss as well when you see him. So send my regards. All right.
I want to thanks for having me on the show, you know what I mean?
All the best, man. So thank you very much, sir. So,
enough respect, man.
Every time, man. Whatever we can do to make sure the word goes out there, we do it, man. Because it's a positive artist as well, you know me. As long as it's positive, I'm all in. So we've got to make sure that we give this some energy. So thanks so much for joining us, man. And we look forward to watching the videos and listening to the music. So thank you for joining us. Well, that's it for this edition of the show. Our special guest was Nervz, and he's a young artist who's really doing some good things in dancehall music. We just want to thank him so much for being a part of the show. Thanks too for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment so that when we know how we're doing, because your comments will always give us that kind of information so we know what to fix and what to continue with. Until next time, this is Shaun Cain saying thanks for joining. See you soon.
heap of things me got choose still not stop me out. No matter how the situation, if me know it possible. A whole heap of things me got choose still not stop me out. Remove the scars and shoot the stars. No one for see me make it, but me turn a movie star. And who for stop me? Not even Lucifer. Barriers will sit for me, not go stop me from cross. The amount of good me do from heart. So the remarks with them pass not for talk. Them a try hard for drain me energy like cloud. Yet still me a be smart. I'm still a try because no matter how the situation, if me know it possible.